Welcome to yet another edition, another episode. This beautiful thing, the Neutral Zone. My name is Beewol, and as always, we are live at the Gardens, Nigeria. Every Friday, you can come down here and listen to some old school. And this particular weekend, at the time of recording this, we're getting ourselves ready for something fantastic that's happening on Saturday. The East African Meat Carnival will be going down here at the Gardens, Nigeria. And then on Sunday, there's this awesome thing here, called the Denim Sunday Service. Yeah, you should be able to see that. Pass by and have yourself a good time on Sunday. This Denim Sunday is hosted by Arthur, some gorgeous babe. And the music is by Selector Timo, Ayo the Walker, and of course DJ Andre 256. Once again, my name is Beewol, and for those of you who've been following what we are doing, we thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and do whatever you have to do to the episode on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, when you have some time, swing by there and drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about this very expensive, lovely hat of mine. Let us know what you think about what we are wearing or what we are saying, or if you want to be a part of the show. With me, as always, are my good friends who will be introducing themselves shortly. You will see a guest. We are requesting that you treat them nicely in the comments. Yes. So before I even go to these guys, once again, we are at the Gardens, Nigeria. As I said, during the week or the weekend, make some time and pass by this place. They've got a very dope washing bay. They have a very brilliant kitchen with an array and assortment of items in the restaurant. And they have beautiful gardens. You want to have yourself a wedding, you want to have a divorce party, whatever. They have some very lovely gardens. Yes, so moving to these guys who are with me on the pod. I will start with the lady over here, then we'll go towards that side. How are you? Who are you? What are you wearing? And why are you wearing what you're wearing?
What do you mean, who am I? AJ Sandra here, as usual. I've been missing for some time.
You have been abroad.
Yeah, you've been out of the country.
I've been out of the country.
Yeah, we understand by that. We understand those things.
But now I'm back, and yeah, guys, like, subscribe, comment, look for the Neutral Zone on YouTube.
Yes.
Through the Forever Media TV.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and give us feedback. I'm wearing a Liverpool jersey as usual. As usual.
Okay.
As usual.
You don't love it.
No.
Is it specifically for this weekend? Is there a message you can send?
You want to send a message somewhere. And you know.
Tell us.
Anyway, my enemies are watching, but they know what's coming to them. They know what's going to go down on Sunday. Yeah, and the point will be proven on the pitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you back in the country. We missed you, and the audience missed you as well.
Yeah.
Yes, our guest, Joel Kasana. Okay.
So, I'm a sports entrepreneur. 2, I'm a marketing, communications, and salesperson.
Wow.
That's what I do.
Wow. You're multi-talented. We're happy to have you on the board. Yeah, we're happy to have you on the board, and we'll be venturing into some of the work that you do later on during the board.
I heard.
Yes.
Is that Arsenal fan?
Oh, you heard?
Todd told me.
Okay, we'll get into that fight. We'll get into it. Yes.
I am an Arsenal fan.
Oh, sorry.
But Express FC,
Okay.
Voodoo,
Okay.
Arsenal, in that order.
In that order. Express,
Okay.
Voodoo, Arsenal. Fair enough.
Dexta DJ is my name. Last time I wasn't around him. But of course.
That place you went to, what happened?
Yo.
Yeah. You had gone for a game, right?
Yeah.
What happened in that game?
Things didn't come out.
Tell the viewers what happened.
It was a game Bright Stars coming back in the second half, and
Villa was 2-0 up at halftime, right?
Yo. Night, I told
Terrible, okay.
Terrible scores there. But I'm putting on I think one of my best jerseys.
Yeah. It's a brilliant jersey. I love it.
No, I want the quality because by the time I wasn't at Villa.
Yeah.
And they had the best quality.
Yeah, it was that pink is really good. It looks good on
Yeah. So Villa of course, and then some Chitaka.
Shots.
Does your madam sometimes wear that jersey? Because it's very nice.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's
and I bet you don't want to look at her when she puts it on.
Okay. The first thing that I want us to touch on, and it's good that we have now. These two guys are very big on local sport, and it's something that I wanted us to venture into. There is a subject that's been on everybody's mind for quite a while. Oliver Mbekeka. She's a trendsetter. For those who don't have context, she became the first woman to be a manager, to be a coach, right? A head coach in Uganda's
top flight
football, right? This is since its inception in 1968. She's the first lady. There was a club in Germany. There was a Bavarian club that earlier this year around March named the lady also as interim manager, and eventually she became full-time coach, Sabrina Whitman. So I want to start by asking, first of all, because you are big on local sport. This is tremendous, right? It's a good look for the league, but do we have to wait another 15 years for the next female coach? Shall we wait that long?
Well, I'll generalize this. If we are to wait for another one day for a female somebody in something, then I guess we are living in the 18th century. I believe it's not a matter of are women ready. It's a matter of why don't we give them opportunity.
Okay.
Express FC, where I've been for the past 5 years, when I was there, with Dexta when he was there, we had some phenomenal ladies on the team.
Of course.
Both on the technical team and in the administration.
Outside,
And I can guarantee you, these were the engines of the club then.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They're usually talked about.
Unfortunately, with how things were, being that they were the engines, we could really not see them at the forefront. You understand?
I see.
But if they could do things from the back, then why not?
How much more if they're at the front?
Exactly. So Oliver Mbekeka coming on the scene, winning a game against arguably
my friend,
the hardest game,
the hardest team. Why I call it the hardest team is I don't think there's another club in Uganda that has the kind of pressure when you're facing or when you are at Express FC. So that game was full of, and it was at home at Express FC.
Absolutely, And this, if I'm not wrong, this is Lucas's first win in top flight football.
Exactly.
So it's
the first 5 games.
So I don't think she really had time to look at our gameplay as Express FC. And I don't think she technically, I could be wrong, I don't think she technically prepared for the game. I believe she corrected the mistakes that were in the team and then got into these players' minds, their psychologies, to pull it off. And as an individual who has been in sports for over 5 years, I can guarantee you, for as long as your players at least can have 80% fitness levels, all you need to do, field the right players and make sure you motivate them well enough to give you a result. Now, in football management, if a coach can do that on their first game, that means they are the right person for their job. You understand?
Dexta, she took over from Sadiq, who had been let go of, right, for lack of another one. And the original plan was, she's going to be interim, right? But when you're delivering results, the club is like, why not give you the full-time job? But as a person who has also been in football administration, especially in Uganda here, why do you think there are not enough women? Because you guys who see what's happening, for example, at Express, as you said, there are many women behind the scenes. But why don't we see women in the headlines? Why don't we see women headlining some of these sporting things, especially in football? Where is the gap?
I think the women, it's upon the women now. The women.
So the opportunities are there.
The opportunities are there. Okay. But again, a woman will come to a club and she's like, I can do this, I can manage this, I can be a team something, technical director, what. Yeah. And then approaching these guys, for example, in our clubs, the big three in Uganda, VEC, it's hard for a woman to convince the top guys that I can do this shit.
Unless, there's already bias.
Unless when the guy on the top knows a woman can have
personally.
This. Yeah. For example, as they say at Express, we had this CEO guy, and he was like, women can do.
Yeah.
We had S&C coach in Helen Buteme.
Yeah.
She used to do good stuff. Yeah. Not even a man can do.
She was that good.
She was very good.
So women are there.
Women are there.
They just need.
They just need to step up and be like, yo,
I can do this.
And
if there's any woman who's watching and probably wants to get into sports administration or sports management or whatever it is, I think the time is ripe. And like they're saying, we are in an era where opportunity. Well, the playing field is not leveled per se, but you have to get out and level it yourself, right? Meaning you have to go and look for the opportunities. You have to do these things, which is why when we are talking sport, when people like AJ, who are talking, sports and formation and systems and all these things, people out there thinking, what? How do you know these things? But my thinking is, as a sports fan, as a sports lover, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And I want to come to you, AJ, now. In your circles, when you're like chilling with girls and whatever, don't you sometimes get the sense that
formation?
Like you get a sense sometimes that maybe it would be nice if more girls involve themselves in just conversations, discussions about sport. Because very many of them just say, you know what, they're just sports saga. That's not really Why don't they indulge in, first of all, just talking about sport? Pick the interest. You never know, you could make some money. You could be a sports person yourself. Why don't they involve themselves?
Anyway, personally, my circle is full of people that are interested in sport. Because I'm interested in sport. So most of the girls, the ladies I know, my closest friends really know sport. Most of them even play fantasy.
Oh, okay.
So but like I said, it comes even when like when you're growing up, right? If you grow up in a setting where the things are structured to like, girls can do this, boys can do that, boys should do this, girls should do that. So you're like, okay, now if I'm going to involve myself in things with boys, like you'd be seeing boys playing football, like on the playing field or the compounds and whatnot, and you're like, let me join in and play. I think this is an interesting sport. And then your parent will be like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You're a girl. So you're like, that's a boys thing anyway. So it's like a boys thing. But if you're really interested and you're like curious, you're like, these days things have changed a bit. So it's not no one is going to be surprised that Sandra is talking about football. No, it's not going to be like that. So I think. But when you get back to the point of making it in these male-dominated spaces, I think it's a general thing because we are not yet at the
where you
you said, the playing field is not yet level. You have to be exceptional and you have to be like too good to be recognized that she's a lady, but she's like really good at sports management, or she's really good at these tactical things and whatnot. So it's about being exceptional and just keep grinding it out. If you're interested, do your research. Like, don't come be given an opportunity and then you come without research. Make your research, study your things. Like, watch the game.
Have information.
Like, be really into it, because if you're passionate about something, trust me, there is a way it's just going to shine through you. People don't even need to like ask you too many questions. They automatically know, like, know what? These are the candidates we have, and she's the right person for the job because she knows what she's doing.
I remember a certain TV station, which I will not mention, hosted a certain lady, and they were talking about football and the Premier League and whatever. And I think they asked her what her favorite team in the Premier League is, and she mentioned, I think, Real Madrid or something like that. And I mean, she's a pretty girl, and they got all these likes. And And at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is that what we want? Is that really what we want?
No, because at the end of the day, you're like now people who are really into it and really interested in it.
Yeah,
when
they get
like we're going to make people look like posers or like imposters.
Absolutely.
So if there is someone who's like really interested in like, oh, I want to be a sports journalist, but I want to be a female sports journalist, and then people are going to be like, but these ladies, most of them don't even know anything. They look
I
like
think that's where you get it wrong.
Okay.
You do not want to be a female sports journalist. You want to be a sports journalist.
There you go.
Period.
So sports journalist. Yeah.
Okay, I hear you.
But I think from what she's saying, women they can't run away from being labeled women.
Like that's just
like they're always labeled women. That's why they say category women this,
women this, they're always
right. They can't run away from it. So even as a sports person, as a sports journalist, you're like, I'm a sports journalist. They will always say female sports journalist.
But overall, just do your research.
Yeah.
Watch the games, be involved in the sports. Like there are people who
make
talk,
everything be on point.
There are ladies who talk sports, especially on Twitter, and you're like, oh, she really knows what she's talking about. She knows her thing.
I know a few actually share some tips on betting.
I know
betting tips. I've seen people share betting tips, and they know the statistics, they know the players that are doing the right thing. So yeah, I guess it's just about like just do what you want to do, like what you're really passionate about, and it will show.
Okay, cool stuff. And for those who are watching, again, as a lady, if you're watching this podcast, we would like to encourage you to not just share, and tell us what issues you think you might be struggling with in trying to understand sport and whatever, but get in touch with us. We could post you here so we can enlighten you, or you can enlighten us on why exactly you're reserved on taking part in sport and whatnot. And we'd be happy to have conversations with you about sport and other things. Lately, there's been a lot of positive talk around the Cranes, right? And as we speak now, the Cranes were actually nominated in the CAF Awards, right? For Team of the Year, which for me is a very, very big deal.
Which for me, I actually think Cranes will take that one home.
You think they're going to take it?
Yeah.
You know that. First of all, there are 10 nominees, right?
Yeah.
There's Ivory Coast in there. There's we've got South Africa as well. We've got Algeria, Morocco. These are big names.
Yeah.
These are big names.
Yeah.
You really, really reckon Cranes are going to notch that?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's about performance.
Oh, and we've done well.
We have South Africa in there. And we went home to their home, got a point.
And they were lucky.
And they were very, very, very lucky.
Absolutely.
Very lucky. So you have a DRC.
Okay.
It has been performing, but it goes out, gets a loss away from home. And we've not had a loss in our last outings. So I think we are around 80%.
80%. So it won't be too shocking if we won, right?
It won't.
I will also mention that Desabre, who we unceremoniously let go, was
it was about money.
He's been nominated as well as
coach
one of the coaches, and he's done very good things for DRC. Apart from that, the clubs, there's a couple of clubs that Yanga, obviously Simba, Sundowns, right? Al Ahly, Esperance, TP Mazembe, and RS Bakane of Morocco. I look forward to a time when we shall have an Express Club
there.
Or Express. And I want to come to you very quickly on that, right? That apart from just winning things, right? You need a certain continental presence for you to be recognized outside of Uganda. What do you think is lacking in our local teams here? That when you go, for example, if I went downtown, I can find a jersey of Simba or Yanga or Sundowns or Kaizer Chiefs. But if I went to Nairobi, it would be hard to find a jersey of Villa or Express.
Very hard.
KCCA. Why is that, in your opinion?
The resources, the commercial part of football in Uganda, that's all.
Really?
Yes.
Even for KCCA that has a budget?
Now, if I can tell you that, let me say, Azam came for, who's the best player at KCCA right now?
Must be Osama Arafat.
Do you think Osama Arafat will turn down that?
Obviously not.
Exactly. KCCA and Azam, which is a bigger team? KCCA. Now, why would Osama Arfat go for Azam? It's resources.
I see.
You understand? So, I had this discussion on a certain Twitter space yesterday, and I told them, and we had the same discussion, and I told them, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, and Congo, their economies are not so different from ours. They may be a little bit advanced, but they are not so far from us. They are not so far from us.
Absolutely.
Their mid-table teams coach our best players.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening.
You get?
That should not be happening.
If we are to compete on continental level with the likes of Simba, Yanga, Esperance, TP Mazembe, Sundowns and Ahali, if we are to compete with them, we need to improve the offer we give our boys. Of course, it's not entirely about the clubs, but as a country, we need to
do better.
We need to do better because if I assemble 11 players of Ugandans who are playing on the continent, in Africa, but not within Uganda, I can assemble a club that can beat Ahali. You understand? You get Shaban, you get Aucho,
you get Kenneth,
you get Kenneth. You can actually get a team that can beat these guys. So instead of having these guys out of the league, out of the country,
keep them in the country.
Let's get if at least our best club, let me say Express FC. I'll be biased about that. Express FC had these 11 players on their team
and give them what they want.
I can guarantee you,
we can
if we can consistently have them for over 5 years, we would show up on the continent in the semi-finals, probably a final, over 3 times.
Okay, fair enough. And it's good that you mentioned that, because for those who are watching the podcast, whether you work for Villa or Express or KCCA, or Kitara, there is an opportunity for us to take Ugandan football to the next level. And as you said, all of us have a role to play, right? Even us who come here and talk about these things, we have a role to play in the sense that we share the message, we encourage people to go to the stadium, watch the games, buy jerseys, do all these things, support the teams, and the players also to be professional, right? Both on the field and off the field. And this is something we talked about some time back, that some of our players, the professionalism that they lack is what is holding them back. Because, for example, somebody might be very, very good on the pitch, but they have no social media presence. It's 2024, right? There are players out there who are half as good, but because their social media presence is very, very excellent, you find them in very good clubs, right? So we need to elevate not just what's happening on the pitch, but also off the pitch. I want us very quickly to talk about something that's going to be happening this weekend. And I want you, Dexta, to give us just a brief glimpse into some rugby that's going to be happening this weekend. There's a big, massive second edition of the Chitaka Tens. What's going on there?
We have Chitaka Tens at I don't know why they changed the venue.
Kings Park Arena.
But they put it at Kings Park Arena.
26th and 27th.
This is for Kampala Old Boys, that is Cobs. A lot of teams around there. But the team that caught my eye is the Makerere Select
Tell
team.
us about it.
Now, these guys go out and get guys from MPC. And also get some kids running.
So it's a fusion of...
It's going to be a good team.
Really?
And these are tens. These are tens. They're not sevens.
There's a lot of beautiful talent there. So it's going to be very explosive.
So it's going to be... At least anyone should come out and... just come and watch.
Don't you think that... also, do they have they played together for a while? Do they have chemistry? Do they all those things?
Of course.
Going to be determined. Whether they'll go far in the tournament.
You know Makerere, that pitch, the graveyard. People be there, they
so many.
Train, they play every time. Even right now, you may go there and
people are playing
and find guys playing. So I think there is already that chemistry.
They are used to each other.
They are used to each other. So it's already there. It's a select team.
Those who are into basketball, you might notice that I'm wearing this is Silverbacks, and this Because, Gazelle, this is the female basketball team, the senior female basketball team of Uganda. This is the senior basketball team for men of Uganda. A big supporter of them. And very soon we shall have some conversation about them. Yeah. But speaking of basketball, the NBA is back as well. Boston Celtics, defending champions, got off to a very they've gotten off to a very thrilling start. Won their first game against the Knicks, won the second game against the Washington Wizards, and it looks like it's going to be a very interesting season because the Knicks are supposed to be contenders. We'll see what happens. There were some games early this morning. I think Dallas Mavericks, the Houston Rockets. So the NBA is back. Late nights, early mornings for some of us. We're staying up until 5, 6 a.m. or thereabout. Luckily, I sent a letter to my madam, a formal letter requesting for time to be able to watch the NBA. Other than that, F1, the Mexican GP is happening this weekend as well.
Certainly.
Yes.
We go back to
actually, practice, if I'm not mistaken, practice is about to happen.
Yeah.
By the time you watch this, practice will have already happened.
Yeah.
And this practice is very unique because most of the teams are going to be having their young junior drivers in sitting in there for practice. For example, I know that Mercedes will be having that young man, Kimi Antonelli, sitting in for Lewis Hamilton. There's going to be quite a number of interesting things that happen there. I hope that Ferrari can do something, perhaps another one too. We'll wait and see. And then the other thing that I want us to venture into very, very quickly is a subject that caught my eye. The discussion about the return of the Premier League always is very, very juicy.
Yeah.
And very, and the conversation has been about Man City and Arsenal being contenders for the league, right? And I want to start with AJ because it's good you're wearing this jersey, right? Do you think that, first of all, do you think Arsenal are still title contenders? That's one. And then two, should we be afraid of Liverpool? And I don't want you to speak with a bias. Should we be afraid of Liverpool? Because they've been winning games quietly on the down low, right? Nobody's paying attention to them. Everybody's making noise about Man City. But Liverpool has quietly been doing their business. And now they are at a point where they're playing an Arsenal team that is plagued by red cards and injuries. And some
Massive
players are off form, right? What do you think is going to happen over the weekend? And do you think Arsenal are still title contenders?
Okay. Where do I even start? Oh, you should be very afraid of Liverpool.
Oh, come on.
Now that is being biased.
Okay.
No,
Why?
you will think it's biased. Anyway, when Klopp left, I think everyone anticipated a Liverpool downfall. That's why when the season was starting, they weren't really much in the conversation of the title contender. So it was because the previous season it had been Man City and Arsenal running for the title. And so everyone picked up from there and they're like, oh, these guys even have a new manager, so probably things are not going to be running smoothly for them, which has been proven wrong because 11 in 12.
Yeah, Ancelotti is doing
You should be afraid.
Absolutely.
If a team is
and not just in the Premier League, but
everywhere.
even in the Champions League. Yeah.
Exactly. So, you should be afraid. Arsenal are still title contenders.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
I do believe that because,
okay,
but they have to prove this point of having that mental block at on the final hand. I know the season is still fresh and they still have opportunity to come to make it count.
Yeah.
But then I think getting past these injuries, the red cards, keeping your composure when things are not going your way, having difficult fixtures and going through
and
them,
now their defense, the
and grinding
the Ben White's all out.
Leave alone the last season, leave alone the previous season, and watch.
We are still
here, and this is just like everyone
it's
goes
just
through
like a
this.
blip.
It's just a blip.
So
exactly.
in other words, you're telling Arsenal fans not to worry.
They should not panic at
Hey.
all.
Really?
They shouldn't panic.
I want to come to this low-key Arsenal fan. Yeah. Do you worry? Are you worried as an Arsenal fan? And secondly, what do you think Arsenal needs to do to go over that mental block that she's talking about? Because season in, season out, they've been knocking at the door, but the door is not opening. And do they need to just bang the door open, stop knocking? What do they need to do?
One, Let me start with Liverpool. Is that okay?
Perfect.
I think Liverpool is doing well. The manager has really shown that.
Yeah, Ancelotti is overperforming.
Yes, but a loss to Nottingham Forest at Anfield.
Every team is entitled to bleed.
No. Let me put a question mark. Anfield.
Yes.
Anfield.
Come on.
Let me go on.
Okay.
One, we look at the league in terms of a marathon. You understand?
Yeah.
There are so many challenges that come within the league, and a certain run of form can't completely put you in the picture.
Okay. So
why am I saying this? I'm not discrediting Liverpool.
Okay.
You
You're
understand?
just saying don't.
But when I look at their squad, they have a first 11, and that's it.
Okay.
Yes.
First finish. Okay. Go on.
They have a first 11, and that's it.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of their games, and Ancelotti seems not to be sure of certain players, especially
As is expected, he's a new manager.
especially in midfield.
Yes.
Now, the league will get tough for Liverpool when they have a Newcastle, an Aston Villa, a Manchester City, an Arsenal within a period of 2 months.
And that will happen for everybody.
And for me, that's where I would say now Liverpool is either title contender or not.
So for now, what do you think?
For now, I really credit Ancelotti. I feel like he is doing something.
So Liverpool are title for now.
For now, they are
For
title
now.
contender.
Okay. Tell us about Arsenal in a minute.
Arsenal. I believe their mental hurdle at the end of the season usually has come early this season.
No, we are going to Black November.
Black November.
It has come early.
So what do you what do they need to do to go over that?
For me,
Assuming
I won't say that they are title contenders or they are not. If Arsenal are to be title contenders this season, the next couple of weeks are going to be crucial. Will determine.
Okay.
If they come out when they have lost 2 or 1 point, or even 3, I believe they will be title contenders.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay. Dexter, what do you think? Arsenal, are they still title contenders?
Right now we are in game week 9.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't actually.
Still too early.
Very early. A man you can come out there and becomes a title contender.
Really? Let's be serious.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So,
Yes. So I don't want to say anyone is a title contender right now.
Okay, let me just run through their. So they play Liverpool next. What do we think is going to happen there?
Well, I believe Arsenal will pick a point.
Pick a point. Okay, yes. Pick a point. Okay, let's assume they pick a point. They play Newcastle thereafter.
Goal.
Where? Away?
No, at St. James Park.
At St. James Park. They will pick a point.
Okay. Then they play Chelsea
at
Stamford Bridge, but it's London, so you know.
Well, that's a derby.
That's another problem.
And
right?
Arsenal.
So those are already 3 games.
No. I believe with Chelsea they'll be able to. Bring it back.
Then they'll play Forest, which is probably a win, right? And then they play West Ham. Then they play United.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a what?
That's a win.
Okay, fine. As we wrap up, I want us to go through very, very quickly the games that are happening this weekend. I will start with Dexter. Tonight there's Leicester up against Forest. What do you think is going to happen?
It's going to be it's a tough one though, but
Leicester's going to win, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, what do you think?
Aston Villa win,
yeah? Brentford, Ipswich, what do we think?
Oh, Brentford,
right? Brighton, Wolves, Dexter?
That's a draw, 1-1.
Wolves have been struggling. It's okay.
The worst
1-1.
Wolves team you've
It's okay.
Yes.
Man City, Southampton.
Manchester City.
Man City. That's like a Haaland hat-trick or something. We've said that many times.
The last time I said it, there was 1 goal remaining.
It was
AJ, Everton, Fulham.
Fulham. I'll give it to Fulham.
Fulham. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like Everton still have a lot of work.
Yeah, and Fulham, Jimenez is kind of firing on all. And yeah. Okay. Dexter, Chelsea, Newcastle.
Chelsea.
Okay.
Yes.
Crystal Palace, Spurs.
Spurs
Spurs win. Yeah. West Ham United.
Oh, United. I think United.
Okay. And finally, for each person, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Hey.
Yeah.
Arsenal,
Liverpool. Yeah.
Liverpool.
Arsenal, Liverpool.
A 0-0 draw.
What?
0-0.
Interesting. Okay. With that leaky Arsenal defense. Okay. Arsenal, Liverpool.
Oh, Liverpool 1-0.
Mo Salah, yeah?
Yeah.
Salah,
Penalty. Yeah.
All right. My name is Beewol. It's very wonderful. People have kept us company. If you want to be a part of the show, let us know in the comments. Also, feel free to like, share, comment, and do all those things that people usually do to the videos. Share with your partners, your friends, your relatives, your colleagues, and your neighbors.
And your exes.
Yeah, and let us know what you make of the show. We will be back next time, and when we come back next time, we shall want to venture a bit into conversation around local sport and how we can make money. Right? Because there's a lot of money that's waiting to be made. If you have views on that, please get into the comments and let us know what you think and how we can be a part of it. A big thank you to the Guardians Nigeria. A big thank you to everybody who is always a part of this podcast. As I said, my name is Beewol. I'd like to bid you a beautiful weekend. Don't drink and drive. And make sure if you drink, you pay for your bills. Take care. We'll see you next time.